Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and if you've been following me on Twitter, Facebook or Instagram, you'd know that recently I attended my first global launch event in London. While I was there, I did end up shooting a bucket load of images with my OnePlus 6. So I decided to post a dedicated camera review this time showcasing all those images. So here's my OnePlus 6 camera review, London edition. But before we jump in, here's a card to our latest giveaway. I'll also be leaving a direct link in the description below, and while you're down there, do hit that bell icon to get notified each and every time a new video goes live here on C4eTech. Let's now get started. First, let's open with the hardware. The OnePlus 6 ports two cameras to the back. The primary 16 megapixel sensor is a Sony IMX519. It comes with optical image stabilization. The secondary sensor is the same as on the 5T, a 20 megapixel Sony IMX376K. Both sensors use lenses with an f1.7 aperture. Under well-lit conditions, the performance was great. Look at the texture on the walls. Again, here. See carriages on the Ferris wheel? Thanks to the f1.7 aperture, the depth of field is quite shallow. In other words, nice blurring of the autofocus parts of the picture. OnePlus have done really well with the dynamic range too. This was one of my favorite shots. See the traffic light? It's black, but still you get a lot of detail. The sky also happens to not be blown out, it's well detailed and a nice shade of blue. Here are a few more examples to show off that dynamic range. The optical zoom from the OnePlus 5 isn't present here. OnePlus has still provided a zoom option, but this is software. So I wanted to find out if they've done something different or were they just cropping in. Well, I took a bunch of pictures and the reality is there's not much OnePlus have done, just a tiny bit of software sharpening that's visible, especially here. It's not great, but pretty much what I went in expecting. The portrait mode implementation is quite good. Of course, like with all portrait mode implementations, if you zoom in, you are bound to notice some blurred edges, but for the most part, it is great. The panorama mode is also handled well, good high resolution shots with impeccable stitching. Under low light, the performance dips. You can notice some noise beginning to creep in, but the images still are comparably clean. Here's where the optical image stabilization comes in handy. The OnePlus 6 could go down to even 1/5 of a second on auto to keep the ISO low and still get good shots. OnePlus has retained the 16 megapixel IMX371 sensor and f2.0 lens from the OnePlus 5T for selfies. It's great under well-lit conditions, gets the job done. Even under mixed or low light, it is okay. As of now, there is no portrait mode for the front-facing camera. OnePlus says it's coming soon with an OTA, so I couldn't test that out. As far as video goes, we've got 4K 60 FPS now. At 60 FPS, the OnePlus 6 only does OIS, and at 30 FPS, it does EIS only. Both do not work at once. This is something I learned from Erica, so all credits to her. We'll leave a link to her video in the description below. Do check that out. 4K 60 FPS does feel quite stable and well detailed. What I really liked is OnePlus's take on super slow motion. Instead of going 960 FPS for 0.2 seconds like everyone else, where it's a struggle to get the shot right, OnePlus has gone 480 FPS, but for an entire minute. I mean, I'd have liked to see both, but 480 FPS for a minute meant getting a shot like this was easy. Would this have looked better at 960 FPS? Hell yes, but I highly doubt I'd have been able to get it in the first place given the super small 0.2 second window. So half the frame rate for 300x the shooting time. Now this is what OnePlus has done and I'm all for it. Are you? Here's a poll, let me know. that's it for the OnePlus 6 camera review. I feel OnePlus have done a great job with the optics on the OnePlus 6. It's still not as good as say the Galaxy S9 or Huawei P20 Pro, especially under low light, but OnePlus have indeed come a long way, and of course the OnePlus 6 is much cheaper than both of the aforementioned devices. So I'd say good job OnePlus, keep at it. So what do you think about the cameras on this phone? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And now I must bid you adieu. Vote this video down if you hated it, give it a thumbs up if you liked it, if you found it interesting. I usually don't shoot a lot outdoors. This was a different experience for me, and if you want me to continue doing so at different locations, well, I'll be traveling a lot in upcoming weeks, and I can get you something like this for other phones too. So let me know, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications by clicking that bell icon. Until next time, my name's Ash, you've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.